How big is the ocean? The ocean is truly enormous. It covers more than twice as much of the Earth as land does. In fact, it's made up of 5 oceans: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Arctic, and the Southern Oceans. Although these all have different names, they flow into each other to make one huge world ocean. Which is the biggest ocean? The Pacific is by far the biggest ocean in the world. It's larger than the other oceans put together, and it's also much deeper. If you look at a globe, you'll see that the Pacific reaches halfway around the world. Why is the sea salty? Seawater tastes salty because it has salt in it. The salt is the same as the stuff people sprinkle on their food. Most of it comes from rocks on the land. Rain washes the salt into rivers which carry it to the sea. Is the Red Sea really red? Parts of the Red Sea look red. In summer, millions of tiny red plants called algae grow in the water. Don't worry, you won't turn pink if you swim there. What did sailors fear the most? In olden days, sailors had to put up with bad food, fearful storms, and pirate attacks. Pirates roamed the high seas on the lookout for merchant ships loaded with fine goods and treasure. When the pirates found a ship, they boarded it, attacked the crew, and carried off all the valuable goodies. Who first sailed around the world? In 1519, a fleet of 5 ships set off from Spain to sail around the world. Their captain, Ferdinand Magellan, was killed on the way. Just 1 ship and 18 men completed the journey. It had taken 3 years. What is sand made of? Look closely at a handful of sand and you'll see that it's made of tiny chips of rock and seashell. The bits of rock come from cliffs that have been broken up by the rain and sea. The shells are washed up by the tide and crushed by the pounding waves. How are caves made? As waves hurl sand and rocks against a cliff, it is slowly worn away. The waves scoop out a small hollow and then a deep hole. After a very long time, the hole is worn into a dark, damp and dripping cave. Which fish has headlights? It's so dark at the bottom of the ocean that some fish make their own light. The anglerfish has a long fin dangling in front of its face. At the end of the fin is a blob which glows. Small fish are drawn towards the glowing light, only to disappear into the anglerfish's big gaping mouth. How deep is the ocean? Away from the shore, the ocean plunges to about 4 kilometers in most places. That's deep enough to swallow Ben Nevis, Britain's tallest mountain, 3 times.